Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. So you guys, I'm doing this little video because I have to go through some of my stashes, and I figured it would be a really good time to kind of share with you how I store as of 2020 my craft dies. And my system is always evolving. I just um, figured that I would share that with you because I kind of have to go over them. I have to go through them and see which ones are still applicable to like my style, the things that I would like to continue to do, so on and so forth. And as I kind of go through them, I can reorganize them and see what's what. And I'm going to start taking some of these out. These are the ones that I take out of here are going to be put on a D stash. But basically, I found all of these binders, right? These little binders. These are really small binders. And I've got quite a few of them. And I try to label them as best as I can, but I'm a very eclectic kind of crafter. Let me just try to put these here. And I got these on clearance, but they usually go for like $1 or $2. You can find them in Dollar General. Sometimes you'll find them in Dollar Tree. You can find them in so many different places. And I'm going to go over with you guys kind of what it is that I do. And like I said, I have quite a few. And I also have some stamps in here as well. Not too many, but I do have like some stamps. So I'm just going to try to stand them up so that you guys can kind of see the selection as far as like how I labeled them. And hopefully it'll all fit in here. I keep these in a drawer, but I have to kind of take them out of the drawer because it's become so heavy that the base of the drawer is kind of buckling. And I actually had to go fishing for all my books because they fell through not so long ago. But can I fit this in frame? All right, so we have some rubber stamps, and I try to label them whenever I do put the rubber stamps, or whenever I do have like any stamps. I will try to like label stamps so that I know, okay, there's stamps in these books. But mostly they're all dies. And I have like nesting dies, birds, butterflies, indoor and outdoor I keep together, florals and foliage. I have characters, gears, seamstress, and doilies in here. I have words, LDRS, and miscellaneous. And then I have another one, which is another LDRS dies, album die set, and generic brands, which are usually the ones that like are from like AliExpress and stuff like that. But they're not all in here. I have them pretty much scattered depending on whatever category they kind of fit. So I want to go ahead before I get even officially started with this video and just apologize for any background noise. It's Sunday, and it's a beautiful day out, and they're not going to start running far in between. So there's a lot of little babies playing out there. There's a lot of little kids playing out there. But it's a beautiful sound to hear, the sound of laughter and joy. So as you can see, they're starting to kind of come undone a little bit. And so, but however, even with that, I think it's mostly me because, again, I've overstuffed them so much. I did see a video. I'm going to try to see if I can find it to a crafter. I honestly don't recall her name. I just know that when I saw it, I was like, that's super cool. She made like an album, and it's like she made an album, but basically it's like the front and the back cover. And then you can go changing the size of the rings, so you can go expanding and expanding and expanding it. Now, I don't know how that would work for the dies because, again, they do have some weight to them. But I think I'm going to try that and see if, I like how that works. Also, another thing, I do like the small size of the books because I don't have to have, like, these humongous binders here. So this is, and again, I still kept the price on them and everything. And I've had this already for over a year. That just goes to show you. I just kind of stacked it, filled them, and put them away. Anyways. If I didn't worry about that, then I'm not going to worry about that now. And they still have like some of their things inside. So I'm going to try to make some room for myself again so that I can hopefully go through this. And I hope that the background noise is not too overwhelming that it kind of messes up the quality. But this one right here, it's my LDRS dies and album dies. And again, I don't have many of these per se, but I do have a few. This one is not LDRS. This one is Physics, actually. And the plastics that I use are actually the projector plastics. I've done a video on those before. And that's how I make my pockets. And you can get the box. They're 8.5 by 11, like a regular size sheets. Again, these are for printing or for projectors. I get the projector ones. And basically, I just fold them over onto itself and then just tape the sides with some clear tape. I don't know if you guys can see the tape. I just tape the sides. And you can get as decorative as you want with this, but basically it's just to serve the purpose. And then I just punch some holes so that it'll fit my binder. And then that's what I do. I just kind of store them in there. And this one sticks out just a little bit, so I kind of have to, you know, put it through the rings so that I know that it's all. Ooh, I put that through the ring and then put my papers through the ring. You gotta make sure you catch the holes or it'll just be open. And it does provide really good, you know, security. If you have like magnet sheets, you can size your magnet sheets up. I do have some of them on magnet sheets. I actually have to get more because, you know, in the process and as you evolve as a crafter and as your crafts, you know, your supplies grow and change and fluctuate, you know, you end up going through different things, you know, that you end up going through different systems. And I've chopped up my magnet plates, my magnet sheets actually a lot. So I want to give it a whole new face and just like get them all the same size and get more organized with that. But these are some of the ones that I have. These are all LDRS. This is an eBay. Yeah, I believe this is eBay. And I got this, oh my god, I think it was like last year, sometime at the beginning of this year. It's a beautiful die set. And it comes with all the pieces. I didn't want to share this previously, but I've had this already since like the beginning of the year. Because I came to find out that they were kind of like, you know, you guys know, right? I don't have to say it. I'm sure you guys have seen these. But it's a beautiful set. And I've actually been wanting to make like a flip book. I'm going to start slowly getting back into my paper crafting, you guys. Slowly. I do miss the building aspect of it. Again, I consider myself kind of like a builder in a sense. I like to, you know, I like to create dimensional, you know, projects and things like that. So usually, but it's gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. And I got I got this whole die set, honestly, for like less than 20 bucks. I'm not even going to hold you guys. Like less than $20 I paid for like all of the pieces. And when I came to, I saw, what was it, an expo, I think it was that I saw, and I was like, oh, didn't I just get that from somewhere else? But anywho, that's why I like share links and stuff like that to this, because I'd rather give the credit to the original artist. But for the most part, this is kind of how I store them. And if you don't make them too bulky, then, you know, you're going to be good to go. Like, if you don't have many of certain styles, then you'll be good to go. And even if you do have, like, you know, a lot like I do, then you can still kind of make it work. So that's my LDRS, which was this one. Okay, this is like my words right here. So this is the one that I keep like words. I have also LDRS in here and some miscellaneous ones. And again, I'm going to be going through a lot of these because I don't necessarily like them anymore. Like this one, I'm not going to keep. That Christmas tree I don't want. I do like the word family, but I'm probably going to get rid of the little house and the other two words, which is sweet home. I like the word family, so I'm going to keep that one most likely. This one is a top loading pocket because yes, you can make top loading pockets. So you can make them in many different ways. This is a top loader. So if you wanted to make a top loader, you would just tape down the side and then tape down the bottom. And then just punch your holes where you need to punch them. Make sure that you have a good punch because it is plastic. Sometimes the paper punches won't want to go through plastic, but you can do them top loading. You could do them front loading. It all depends. I don't recommend the front loading part so much just because, you know, they're going to fly out unless you put something to kind of cover them, or like, you know, you have another kind of latch that you can put over this so that you can kind of cover them up. But this is basically what I did. Like I kind of grouped them and I'll see like a whole bunch. So I know that if I need words, I'm just going to come in here and like look through. This is another one I don't want, through my words and just kind of figure out which is the one, you know, which is the ones that I want, which ones that I don't want. what I want to use, what I don't want to use. And it keeps it easy for me because I can just come in here and just kind of grab, you know, I look at the spine and I say, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and I can just grab them really, really easy. I tried doing the baskets. I've tried doing like other systems for them, but they don't always work so well for me. I have some Halloween there, which is good because I have some Halloween projects that I want to do. Nothing too crazy because I like holidays and I like creating for holidays, but I'm not like overly in hot pursuit of the trends, if you know what I mean. I'll just, you know, if I feel like creating something like that, then I'll do it. But you know, I like to create because I want to create, not because I'm trying to follow like a certain style or a certain trend. And there are some people that I would like to give some Halloween things to, so I'm gonna be working on some projects. I'll have more details on that later on. This is a Spellbinders die, and it's like a little mirror. I think this was a gift to me from somebody a long time ago. But yeah, so that's kind of like what that one is, and I figured I'd take you guys along for the journey. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. This is from when I purchased my Anna Griffin. This is all Anna Griffin. And I actually have to find a pocket to put this in, and this is also an Anna Griffin one. Can I fit it in here? This would not be the side that it goes on anyway. I think I would have to take this out to make it fit. And sometimes, you know, I know better now, but I still do it even though I know better now. That's just the way it is, guys. Usually you want to keep all of your stuff together, you know, but sometimes I do divide them up. And I mean, you can use the magnet sheets if you want to use the magnet sheets. But for the system that I'm using here, and this actually wouldn't even go here, so I have to be mindful to take this back out and put it in the book that it does go. I'm going to probably trim around this edge. I'm just going to stick that there for now on the back. So that's also something that you can do, like you can trim down, you know, your papers and stick them in, or you can stick them, you know, in the back. If you have like double-sided tape, you can double-sided tape all around the edges of your branding or the instructions or whatever, and you can stick them onto the plastic and it'll hold well. But some of these, like as you can see, they're not as full. This one I'm gonna debate. This is another thing that I was doing. I bought a whole bunch of these little baggies. They were kind of small. I expected them to be bigger. Honestly, I expected them to be a little bit wider. But you know, they measure from here to here, but they don't tell you the pocket's only from here to here. So you lose a 1/4 inch all around. Which one's this one? This one's Foliage. I love me some Foliage, you guys know. I love me some Foliage. This one's actually probably one of my most full ones. I have all different types of foliage here, but a lot of them I don't think I'm gonna be keeping. I do have to kind of go through this very carefully though. But again, I just kind of like stick them all in there. If they're still in their packaging and it'll fit, then I'll just kind of slide it in there. And this whole book is all flowers and foliage and just all kinds of things. Speaking of which, I do have to cut out a whole bunch of these because I think Ada, I owe you a whole bunch of these that I told you I was going to send you, and I still haven't done it. So, but don't worry, love, because I have something special coming your way. So those will be included in there. This one for right now, I'm not going to pull any out because I do have to kind of go through them and just see which one are my flowers, which ones are not so much my flowers, and see. But you guys kind of get an idea. This one is birds, butterflies, and outdoor and indoor. So I have a whole bunch of stuff, and it already comes with your dividers, so it'll make it easy for you to actually put sections in here. So if you want to, like, this is for my Impress, if you want to kind of like divide them up in there, like if you have, you know, if let's say you have a whole bunch of birds, you're a bird, you're a bird lover, not you're a bird, but you're a bird lover, then you can basically divide up your sections into this kind of bird, that kind of bird, that kind of bird. If you have these kinds of flowers, if you have roses and carnations and tulips, and you can divide them up into your sections and just put them all in there. And again, some of these, as you guys can see, have magnets, and they do hold up in there pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a different kind. So let's say you're unable to find, you know, the projector sheets, or they might be a little bit too difficult. You can use the ones that come in the Trapper Keepers, the ones we use for the Trapper Keepers. I don't even know if they still use that word, but for the binders, the page protectors. These are the real cheap ones. But sometimes you could get ones that are a little bit better, like better quality, like if they're going to be for like comic books or like memorabilia. Sometimes you can get nicer quality ones. And then basically I just use that tool, that We Are Memory Keeper thing that heats up, and you kind of can cut through plastics and stuff like that, or seal plastics. And that's kind of what I did. I measured it up, and then I just kind of sealed it on the side. And now I have myself a little pocket. So here's another option that you guys can do. And I don't really like this so much, this plastic so much, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really like this too much, because it does, you know, it gets snagged. As you guys can see, I'm kind of struggling to take it. I'm not even going to bother, because it's just probably going to rip. But I have to buy more of those and kind of replace the ones that are messed up from, I mean, I've had these plastics for years, you guys. If you've been following me for any, like, if you've been following me since, like, let's say 2016, then you've seen these plastics, and you've seen me do tutorials on how to, you know, fold them and do all of those different types of pockets and stuff. Some of them have already kind of like broken down just from me adding more all the time, or taking them out, putting them back. So I have to fix some of these up, but they do last a really, really long time. I've had these books now for over a year. I believe I bought these last year sometime during a clearance. And I really do like the system, because again, I can just come in here and just kind of see. And I know sometimes it's easier to have everything in like individual little packets, like every single, you know, every single die or every single stamp in a pocket. But realistically speaking, we cannot always afford to buy those excess amounts of supplies, so that we can pretty, you know, make them pretty and display them nicely, and so on and so forth. Again, I'm very frugal when it comes to everything. Everything. Period. So for the most part, I try to make the most out of like what I have. Like these magnets, these are not actual sheets, this is an actual roll. I bought a magnet roll. It was like 25 feet or something like that. I don't even know how big it was, but it was humongous. And I got that from eBay, I believe, a couple years back. And basically I was able to cut them up into all different sizes that I needed. So again, being very kind of new to storage and organization and all of that stuff, I basically stuck my magnets onto cardboards. And I mean, I don't want to say that it's wasteful, because it keeps your dies in a secure spot, you know, obviously because they're magnetized. So I don't want to say that it's wasteful, but it can become tedious, you know. Can become tedious, at least for how I did it. I know that there are way simpler ways, and I tend to always go around and around and around before I arrive to the center. So for the most part, this is and the reason why I did this video is because I was going through my YouTube today, and I was kind of clearing out like a whole bunch of like old videos that really didn't make it anywhere. The quality was just terrible. The camera was, you know, that was like from my earlier years here on YouTube. That I was just kind of going through, and also kind of like, you know how you go through memory lane just to kind of regain that focus of why you're here in the first place, like the things that you were creating, and also to kind of see how far you've come from where you've started to where you are. And I noticed that I had a video for storage, and I'm like, I put it on public, but I didn't even really go through the video before I put it on public. And as I'm going through the video, I'm like, wait a minute, like no, let me do an updated version of how I'm storing my stuff now, because that system doesn't even qualify anymore. That video must be like 2 years old. Oh my god, it's so old. But again, you see here that I did take advantage of the loose leaf protectors. They're just not the sturdiest plastics, so you have to kind of see heavy duty plastics. But I have all of my like indoor outdoor benches, trees. This actually qualifies for indoor because it's for the house. So that's kind of like how my mind puts things into kind of like these categories. And I have to go through this as well because there are some that I haven't even used yet, and I don't think I'm going to be using anytime soon. Let's put that there. This one is nesting dies, and this is probably where that other one should go, that Anna Griffin one. And here I have a few nesting dies, which some of these I don't even, I'm not really too in love with at this point in time, so I'm probably going to be destashing a lot of these nesting dies, if not most of them. But I have quite a few of those. And this is kind of like how I store them. And as you can see, I can still, oops, hopefully I'm in frame. Oh my goodness. Let me go back. So as you can see, I can basically see what I have in each pocket, more or less. And you have the advantage of using the front and the back to visually see what you have in each one. So I try to put them facing out, you know, in both directions so that I can see as I flip through what I have in this pocket, what I have in each pocket. Some of these I've already used them to exhaustion, so I'm kind of bored of them, to be honest with you. So I figured, why not give somebody else a chance to, you know, pick up their creativity as well. This one, what happened with this one? Something happened with this one, and I guess it needed to be sturdier, maybe because it was so heavy. So what I did, let me just show you, because you might be able to find this useful. I just kind of stapled on there a piece of chipboard just to kind of make this sturdy, because it was kind of flimsy, like, you know, it was kind of flimsy. It wasn't that sturdy. So you can totally do that to your plastics if you want to just make sure that your base is sturdier, like so that where your hinges are holding onto your bags, it's not going to be putting too much excess weight on it. It's not going to be putting too much, you know, it's not going to be damaging out your bag and stuff like that. But that's also something. And I think I did it to this one as well. This one is a little bit thinner, so you can see you don't have to make them so thick, you can make them thinner. And I use staples because it's plastic, and not, you know, not all glues will work on plastic. But you can probably use double-sided tape as well, and just run a double-sided tape down a strip of double-sided tape down each of the cardboard pieces, and you can use that to strengthen that up. And it does it did help a lot. It improved the structure of the pockets, like, immediately. So again, I'm gonna be going through a lot of these smaller ones. Like, I'm not going to be keeping. So I'm gonna be having a Z-stash for some of these dies very soon. And I'm gonna sell it as a lot. When I do, I'm just gonna put all the dies out as a lot for sale. This one is my characters, and this one is like, oh my goodness, this one is so full. It's so full. And like this, I can make room, you know, in some of my other binders. I might have to adjust. But I have, look at that, even the postage mailbox boxes in there. But I have like all of my different character stuff. I don't make as many paper projects as I used to. And although I still do love my characters, for the most part, I don't really foresee myself going too crazy with that. That song's a trip. He's so fun. And here I have like a mixture of stamps and dies. So like if I have like a stamp and die set, then I have them together here. And I don't have many of those as well, so I only have a few of them, so they're kind of all in there. But I'm gonna be getting rid of some of these, so be on the lookout for that. I have a lot of sea themed there's a lot of sea themed ones in here. And again, I'm just like in a different place. And if in the future I want to get, you know, just I want to get more, then I'll just go and get some more. But for the most part, like some of these I'm no longer interested in playing with, like the fairy. The little angel's cute though. Her I never really used. She didn't really call my attention. I don't even know why I bought her, to be honest with you. This angel right here, I'm going to be getting rid of as well. That's a Spellbinders, I believe, or Civics, one of the two. I'm not sure. So that's kind of how that goes. And even though these are not like characters per se, you know, they're the female form to a certain extent because we have the dresses and we have the hats and all of that stuff. So I figured those all kind of fit in that same kind of category. And then I have it with some of my vintage girls. I really like these girls a lot, but I don't think I'm going to be keeping them. I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of these, I believe. Because I just don't foresee myself, I don't foresee myself in the near future using them. So as opposed to having them there just holding up space, I'd rather give them to somebody else or, you know, send them forward. Now the mermaids are staying, guys. The mermaids are staying. You know, I cannot get rid of my mermaids, you guys. Okay, so let me try to finesse this in here and close it up. But this is pretty much how it is when it's super loaded. And it's, I mean, these little binders are these little binder things are made really, really well. Like, I'm really pleasantly surprised, and I'm waiting for them to go on clearance again because I got them each for like 50 cents or a quarter, to be honest with you guys. I got them for super cheap. And that's what I call storage solutions. So this one right here is my stamps, my Magnolia stamps and LDRS. So I have stamps in here. I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of these as well. All of these Magnolia stamps that I have here, all of these have their corresponding dies. So they all have the die in the back. And I bought these, oh my god, like last year sometime, at the beginning of last year sometime. So I have quite a few of them. But again, you know, I'm just not as into this as I was at one point. So I might as well just send them forward. There's no point in me having things just to say that I have them if I'm not going to use them. I much rather see what you create with them. That'll bring me a lot of joy. So that's that. And the pockets hold up really, really nicely. And then this is the last one, you guys. I'm sorry to bring you through all this. Hopefully you enjoyed it, though. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This one right here is my LDRS, and these are all rubber stamps as well. And I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of these girls that I'm just not that into. Some of them I will keep, like her. I really like Princess Penelope. I really like Charming. I'm not so much into the Charming one. And none of these other ones I'm really too much. And I already made projects with some of these, and this one I really like. She's really, really pretty, so I'm probably gonna keep her in the little piggy. But like this one right here, I mean, they're cute. They're beautifully designed. They're, you know, it's not about the design. It's just that you get bored after a while doing, you know, working with similar stuff, and you know, sometimes you feel like you have to do this, you have to do that because this was trending, and I'm just over that completely. And then these are some of my other ones that are loose. So I have like my Alice in Wonderland in here that I have to put them in the character binder. This is one of my favorite ones. I've used this repeatedly on all different types of things, and I think I will continue to do that. I'm going to be getting rid of this one here. I have a little fishy. I think this is my only little fish die that I have. And then I have some gears, which I use all the time, so gears don't go nowhere. This is the gears I use all the time for all types of steampunk things that are third. So you guys, this is basically how I store now, as of now, how I store my dies and things like that. So Hopefully you found this video useful. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and share with your friends. Let your friends know, like, hey, you know, I saw this video where she stores it this way. Maybe you can find use for it. Who knows? It would be awesome if it can help out the next person. That's what this is all about. So I want to thank you all so much. And again, I got these from Dollar General, but they have them in Dollar Tree. They have them in Family Dollar. They have them in all these types of budget stores where they sell, you know, back to school supplies, and they also sell you know, things for planning and stuff like that. So make sure that you check them out in like the stationery sections and things like that, especially now that the school you know, the school phase is kind of like the sale for back to school items is kind of phasing out. This is the best time to kind of like go and see if you can find some of these and see if these will help you. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, stay blessed and happy mixing. Bye. Now I just have to find my mouse. Here it is. Bye, you guys.